This is another chapter in the ongoing saga of deals that go bad and cancellation of purchase agreements. This case occurred in Los Angeles, not Minnesota, but I think it still could apply here. It's a typical deal. Buyer and seller enter into a purchase agreement, and it's subject to an inspection. Earnest money is put down, and in this case it's $30,000, so it's a good chunk of change that the buyers are putting down. They do their inspection, and they're not comfortable with the results, so they want to cancel their contract. They issue a cancellation to the seller, and surprise, 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 the seller won't sign it. He wants to keep the earnest money. And as we all know, that as a broker, the broker can't give the money up until either the court directs him to do so or the parties direct him to do so. So he refuses to do so. So the buyers take him to court. Now in Minnesota we use statutory cancellation, but in Los Angeles these people got attorneys, made a big deal out of it, affidavits, discovery, all these things occurred. Took it to court, and the seller lost. And the buyers have found out that they could in fact enforce the contract as it was written. The seller does give the $30,000 back to the buyers and assumes that the deal is done. But the buyers don't dismiss the lawsuit. They continue it and go after the seller for damages and court costs and attorney costs. And they go to court again, and they win. And the court awards them $18,000 in damages and attorney costs. The seller appeals, he loses. So this is a valid argument. And so you might want to keep this in mind next time you're with a seller who's a hesitant seller and doesn't want to give the money back in a cancellation situation. Now granted, this happened in Los Angeles. Everything happens in Los Angeles and not Minnesota, but as they say, what happens on the coast will eventually happen here.